15 minutes or so. So this is meant to be a challenge map. The whole purpose is to be as difficult as possible. And just, try to put as much of a strain on the player as possible. So we have 22 AI attackers that are spawned in right off the bat. 19 of them are these angels. One of them is Joseph Seed, and 2 of them are these women. They both have assault rifles. Joseph Seed has an assault rifle. Or Jacob Seed. Sorry. Yeah, Jacob Seed has an assault rifle. And if these alarms are triggered, 2 more reinforcements will be called in. Both of them, I believe, have assault rifles. And I gave the player as little ammo as possible, but with still enough that hopefully they can do it. And I've been going in and exploring the map, repeating like over and over again, just to make sure that I can do it. And I'm gonna try it out and actually try to play it this time, and see if I can finish it. Because if I can't finish it, I'm not going to publish it and make it so that people have to play it. So there's 2 different ways that you can actually get up there. Where you're supposed to go. One of them is grappling. The other one is there's a ramp to my right over there that you can actually go up. So this is the grapple one. See, this is what I'm testing, because I kind of figured this might happen. Okay. So I need to make it so that the player can do it. I need to make it so that the player can actually play the level. Generic shapes. Nah, crap, I hate it when it does that. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that and then raise the water level a little bit. Wait for it to load. Oh, okay, that's too much. Okay, let's test that out. So right now I'm going to go in and explore. It's a good way when you're creating a map to test the limits of the map and test how everything works, and just kind of see if you can actually finish it. Because if you can't, then you need to fix that. Because if you can't, then whoever plays it when you publish it will not be able to. So I do this whenever... This is taking forever to load. I'll do this whenever I do anything little, like this. Like changing anything at all. I'll go in and explore just to make sure that it is how I want it, and that it is done correctly. Oh my god. Okay. Well, this game. Jesus Christ. The other thing good about Explorer is it makes it so you can't take damage, and the enemies don't notice you. Jesus Christ. Okay, so if this loads, I'm gonna go in, actually try and play it, and see if that works. See if it works. Okay. I took a pre-rendered map and just kind of put water over it and then changed it a little bit. Okay. God damn, all of that just to make sure that ledge would work. Jesus Christ. So I gave the player very little ammo. They have no piercing ammo in either bullet. They only have an SMG, a pistol, 2 pipes that they can throw at people, and like 3 shovels. They don't even have any brass knuckles. So I give them 26 bullets in total for the pistol and 34 for the SMG, and 2 throwing knives. So this is meant to be as difficult as possible. You have no binoculars. The only gear that you have is a grapple. So you need to be very, very careful. So that's one of the people with an assault rifle. So the first thing you need to do is you need to take out the 2 people that have assault rifles that are not Joseph Seed. There's the other one. Because if they... Here, I'll show you what happens if they are alerted. Hopefully, what I'm hoping is if that they are alerted, they will call for reinforcements. Okay, she just kind of... Oh, okay, Joseph C. calls for reinforcements. I didn't know to do that. But apparently he will. And... I don't know if they will spawn in here. See, this is why it's good to test the map. Will they just not spawn in? Yeah. So it's meant to be challenging. It's meant so that, you know, you may not be able to finish this map. But if you do, pretty good at the game. So, wouldn't call in for backup. So I'm hoping that that will work. And there's now 23, 20, 24 enemies? Yeah, 24. So it's not the greatest map, but it's not really meant to be. It's more just kind of meant to try and challenge the player as much as possible. Go with that. Let's go with this one. So it is possible to do this mission. It's just going to be even more difficult now. Because now when they come up these stairs, it's going to be more difficult to see, it's going to be more difficult to operate. You can still kind of see the angels because of the bliss coming off their heads, but I can't really see Joseph Seed. Yeah, or Jacob, whatever the hell his name is. Can't really see him, and I can't really. Oh, there he is. And I can't really see the two females and the other guy that I added in. So, I mean, 24 enemies in this lack of vision. Most people would just run up and just assume that there's no one down there, or like there's only angels down there, and just jump in. And that would be a mistake, because they don't have, like, enough ammo to really kill all of these guys, I don't think. Okay, so she's dead. So let's make sure... Okay, all these angels are pretty easy to kill. Okay, so he's dead. Come in here, kill those people, disable the alarms. Alright. Just trying to run through all the steps of what the people that would play this map would have to do. So the next step is start working my way down the chain. Okay, so she's dead. And any smart person would take their gun. Okay, so he is dead. Now, just angels? Alright, yeah, and then from here it's pretty easy. Alright, yeah, so this is totally doable. They could totally do this. Four, right? So, Joseph Seed, the two women, and then that one dude. Okay, yeah, no, 4. And then 20 angels. Okay, yeah, no, they can totally do this. Should probably raise this up a little bit. Some people might make the mistake of running off and die or go back in the water, and then they'll have to go all the way around. So I'll raise this up so that no one makes that mistake. Alright, should be doable. Yeah, you could totally do this. Okay. Publish. Okay, something wrong with it. Yep. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh, okay. That should work. Okay. that what I want to call it? That was the question. I don't know. I don't want to just come up with some random lame name. I want to come up with something cool and interesting. Ah, I want to type apocalypse, a dying world. Okay. Okay. So let's call it Apocalypse 5. Actually, Apocalypse World 5. I don't know if this will fit, but let's try it. 19. Oh, that's not gonna. Okay. Let's just go with the number then. 5, 19. '86. So for those of you who don't know, that's actually the number is actually calling in direct reference to Apocalypse, the character from X-Men. X Factor Edition 5 cameo, June 1986. I didn't know that offhand. I had to look it up. So I think that's what I'm gonna call it. You know, like even if you don't know what the number means or even who Apocalypse is, it still sounds and looks kind of cool. So that's what I'm gonna call it, I guess. So this video was to serve two purposes. The first one was to show the map that I was creating, and just kind of how I was working it out. The second purpose that this video was serving was to give my opinion on Farcry 5 Arcade. Not that anyone's going to watch this video, and even if they do, not that they're going to care. but still. Far Cry 5 Arcade, it I like how it's handled. It's put together really well. It could be better. Like the fact that in Far Cry 5 Arcade multiplayer, the melee takedowns are severely overpowered. It's okay, but I do like the fact that it does add, in theory, unlimited replayability to the game itself. Now, criticism is void without any response on how it can be fixed. So, how the Far Cry 5 Arcade can be made better is if melee takedowns in Far Cry 5, at least in the arcade, maybe not necessarily in the base game, but at least in the arcade, a way to make it better is so that when trying to melee take down another player, that player has a way to block and or stop the melee takedown, possibly. Because once you get a melee takedown, like, it's guaranteed. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. And the other thing is, when approaching someone when they are in the middle of a melee takedown, unless you have a gun and you take them at a range, and even then, you run the risk of getting melee takedowns yourself, because when in a melee takedown, someone is near invulnerable. I have hit someone in the face 6 times with a shovel, and it did not kill them. They're not invulnerable. They can just take a little more damage than, you know, they would be able to without it. So it is kind of bullcrap. So melee takedowns need to be nerfed, and it needs to be made possible that a player can block and or stop the melee takedown once it is started. Because they are currently too overpowered. Like, if you're in a group of people and you start a melee takedown, in theory, you can go forever unless someone has a ranged weapon or a bunch of people gang up on you. Because in theory, you can continuously just press R2 and use the left analog stick to move to the next victim. Like, I've been in a group of people, like 6 people, and then, you know, I'm the only one to walk away, or that person is the only one to walk away, because once you start a melee takedown, it is very difficult for anyone to stop you. And it makes it almost impossible to lose. Because you are a little harder to kill while in the middle of a melee takedown. You're not invulnerable. You can just take a little more damage than you would be able to otherwise.
I will give 110%.
And it is kind of bullcrap, because it's kind of like one of those things of,
Get this dog off me!
you know, you can't really be stopped. So it does kind of suck. But at the same time, I understand why Ubisoft made it the way they did. Because while in development of the game, I'm sure it made sense to make... Oh, I didn't blow that thing up. I was supposed to blow it up. I'm sure it made sense to make the melee takedowns as overpowered as they did. Just kind of because of how the game... Oh, it disappeared. Yeah, whatever. Just kind of because of how the game is structured, I'm sure it made sense to make them overpowered. But, you know, it doesn't work as well as it should. So that's just in a simple matter of nerfing. So there's really no You know, nothing more that I can really say about that. Why are these people trying to kill me? The other way they could make Far Cry 5 arcade multiplayer better is, they're probably not going to do this, but it was just something I was thinking about while playing in the arcade and doing the map editor. There was this game I played way back when on PS3. And I don't know if anyone else ever played it, but it was called Fracture, and it was this really weird game. The point of the story is that in the game there was a gun that allowed you to move the ground up or down, and there were grenades that allowed you to do the same thing. So I was thinking, if they did that in Far Cry 5 Arcade, while in the map editor you can actually go into the map and change the ground in-game, rather than doing it in the map editor if you want. That would just be like another option, another way to get the finer details that you want into the map editor. And they, you know, also give the player like some kind of way to put paint onto, you know, onto the ground or whatever, and trees and all that kind of crap. Probably not going to do it, because it is kind of stupid, and it is, you know, it would just be kind of like a waste of time to put that into the game, since there already is a map editor. So to put like another map editor would just be a waste of time and supplies, but I don't know, I just thought it would be a cool and kind of different thing to do, because that game that I played on PS3 is the only game that I have seen before or since that has allowed you to do that type of thing. Maybe there are other games that allow you to do that type of thing, like in-game, because it allowed for some pretty cool moments in-game to be able to move the ground up and down. It allowed for a lot of freedom, and it allowed for some cool moments in-game. Like, it made it so that if the enemy had cover, and you wanted to take that cover away from them, it was just a simple matter of shooting underneath or next to the cover with the ammo that made the ground go down. And then if you wanted cover, it was just a simple matter of making the ground go up near you. So it did make for some pretty cool moments in-game, and it allowed for a certain freedom that you don't really see in a lot of games, so you didn't back then anyway. And by freedom I mean the ability to kind of go where you want. It's like, oh no, there isn't cover over here. Oh, now there is. Just shoot the ground and it goes up, or shoot the ground and it goes down. And they had grenades that could do the same thing. So I just thought it'd be cool and different and kind of weird if they put that into the game, because it is something different, it is something cool, it is something weird, and I haven't seen it in a game before or since. You know, maybe there are other games on Xbox or PC that allow you to do similar things, and I don't have an Xbox or a PC, so I've just never played those games. But on PS4, I have never seen a game like that. So I just thought it'd be cool if they did do that. Another way that they could make Far Cry 5 Arcade better is if they made... So, like, when you go into Far Cry 5 Arcade, right, there's Open Arcade and there's Arcade Editor. So those are treated as two different entities. As far as I'm aware, once you're in Open Arcade, just the regular arcade, there's no way to just go to the map editor other than backing out, going back to the screen, and then picking Arcade Editor. As far as I'm aware. And likewise, when you're in Arcade Editor editor. There's no way to just go into like multiplayer or co-op and solo maps. You have to back out, you have to go through a whole bunch of crap. So it's just kind of irritating to have to go through all of that when they're basically the same thing, so you should just be able to go from one to the other, but you can't. So that is kind of annoying. And, you know, I would assume it would be pretty simple fix, but I don't know how they have the game set up. You know, I don't know if they're running those on two different sets of servers. They probably are, just to, you know, so they're not stressing the servers too much. That's probably why you have to switch back and forth. But, you know, if it can be done, it can be done. If it can't, it can't. All in all, Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 5 Arcade, I like them both. They are very good. The graphics of the game, it's a very beautiful world. The map isn't especially big, but it doesn't really matter because there's more than enough in the small map to do. And there's a bunch of cool little things that you can find, and you can destroy basically everything in the game. This game is like GTA, but with less customization, and I really didn't like how they allowed us to customize our character's physique. They said it was for player, like, so you care more about the character. Like, I forget what they called it, but it was like player association or some crap. But I just think it's a way of them making the game PC. So, for those of you that don't know, like, SJWs and feminists are like, you know, they want everything to be equal. But just because you put a female character and or a black character into a video game, movie, or TV show, that doesn't mean it's equal. Like, I'm getting off track, but, you know, for example, in the Arrow TV show, there are female and black characters in that show that, just because they're in the show, that doesn't mean that they make the show, you know, diverse or whatever. They're in the show, yeah, sure, but they're not really given any explanation of why they're badass or why they can do this or why they can do that. And I've seen in a bunch of shows, a bunch of video games, a bunch of movies, just these, you know, diverse characters thrown into a movie with no real explanation of why they're there or really what they do or, you know, anything really. They're just kind of there. You know, like male characters go through development of why they are a badass, you know. Rocky is a badass because he trained to be a badass. But if Rocky was remade today, they would put a female Rocky, and they wouldn't make her go through any training. They would just be like, oh, she's a badass because she's a woman, so she doesn't need to go through any training. Like, you know, you see it all the time in all forms of media. In the newer Star Wars movie. You know? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then whoever calls it out is called racist or sexist. It's not racism or sexism if I want a well-developed character in a well-developed movie with a cool story arc that I can actually care about. How is it racist or sexist to want a good movie or a good character inside of that movie? But just because I'm saying that this character is uninteresting and she just so happens to be a woman and or of color, that makes me racist or sexist. Okay. Whatever. So the point was, you know, I don't like how they made it so that we can customize our characters. And the reason why I don't like it is because of two reasons. Because you know the only reason why they did it is to make the game politically correct. And also, you know, they gave us so little customization. They gave us such little customization that it's obvious the only reason why it's even in the game is to make it politically correct, otherwise known as PC. Because, you know, if they gave us more customization, like the level of customization that Saints Row or Grand Theft Auto gives us, then it would be less obvious and it would be more for actual customization. But basically all they let you customize is clothing and skin color. Like, I mean, Ghost Recon gave us more customization and that game was lackluster. So it's just disappointing to see a video game, or really any form of media, go down the politically correct route just to be politically correct. And it's just, you know, it's just disappointing. But, you know, whatever. But, you know, aside from that, all in all, Far Cry 5, I like it so far. I can't speak on the DLCs because as of this video, the DLCs are not out. The Far Cry 5 Primal outfit, Far Cry 5 Primal outfit came out yesterday in game, so you can now wear it. You could get it a while back from Ubisoft Club, but you just couldn't wear it. And I did the live challenge, so I got this outfit, and I put on the tactical pants from Castle. I don't know what the live event this week is. So the live event comes out in 1 minute, I guess. But, you know, the map isn't too big. It's split up into 3 regions, and then there's Joseph that you have to track down and kill. And this is just kind of where he resides. So this is actually his compound from the beginning of the game that you go to arrest him. And the big giant statue of Joseph that can be found in the game, you can blow that up. And there's big letters saying yes going right across the mountain, one of the mountains. You can blow that up too. But, you know, all in all, I like the game. It has a certain atmosphere about it that does make it pretty cool.
Why should we spare any of these animals? Move it!
Didn't know there would actually be soldiers here. Didn't know you could actually take this place down and, like, invade it or whatever.
Now's my chance! Cover me!
Guess I'll kill these guys. Oh, what the hell? Oh, what the... I have already finished the game. I killed Faith, Jacob, Joseph, or, I mean, you know, I don't want to spoil the end of the game, so, you know, I won't speak on Joseph, but, oh, crap, but I did finish the game. Oh, god damn it. The storyline is pretty good. I enjoyed it. It had its moments that made me laugh. It had its moments that made me angry. It had its moments that made me disappointed. But, you know, at no point did I feel that the game was trying to actively work against me. And, you know, there's 3 difficulties on the game that you can pick. You can pick normal, easy, or hard. But no matter which difficulty you pick, as you play the game and as you finish the game, you know, like if you start off on easy, when you kill the first guy, you know, or whoever the first lieutenant that you're going to be taking down, it'll make the game a little harder. And then when you kill the next one, it'll make the game a little harder. And then just kind of for everyone you kill, the game will get progressively more difficult. So I don't think you can take this place. I'm thinking you can probably just kill these guys, and then that's probably it. And then when you, like, leave, they will eventually respawn. Because I don't... Yeah, you can't turn this place into a compound for you and your friends. And that's kind of what I was hoping. It's kind of disappointing. But, I mean, it is kind of whatever. But, you know, the game is pretty good. I do enjoy the game. And there's 3 more DLCs that are coming out. So if I'm not incorrect, I believe the first DLC is going to bring us to another planet, where we are going to have to kill aliens and we're going to have to fight them, or I don't know, some crap like that. And then I believe the second one is zombies, and then the third one is World War 1 or 2, something. And it may not even be in that order. I don't really remember which order they're even coming out in. But, yeah, I think it's World War II. But they, every time one of the new DLCs comes out, the content from that respective DLC will be added into the arcade editor. So that would be fun to... Holy crap, that moose just flipped that car. So that would be cool to do a legit zombie map. And I'm sure as soon as that DLC comes out, there's going to be like 50,000 releases of the Last of Us maps. You know, I'm sure there's going to be like 50,000 people making Last of Us or other zombie video game maps, and then just filling it with zombies, actual legit zombies. So that'd be pretty cool. And I don't know how it's going to work, so I don't know if you get like a weapon. Like, I don't know if there's going to be new weapons in the DLC. I'm sure there's going to be, at least for the World War II one. You know, like new and different weapons that were used in World War II or World War I, or whichever world war we're going to be visiting. I don't know. And there's probably going to be some new zombie weapons. Hopefully a chainsaw. Maybe an axe. Something cool. Something that would be good to use against zombies. What is happening? What the hell? And then the alien map, you know. I'm sure that's going to add some more alien weapons. And there already is one alien weapon that you can get in-game. So you have to do... To get the alien weapon, you have to... It's a side mission. You have to help Larry. So let me... Oh, here's Larry. Yeah, you have to do these series of missions right here. And it will eventually lead you to getting the alien weapon. And there's also a series of missions that you can do for the Blood Dragon. You don't get anything out of it. That's... I mean, you do from the first mission. From the first mission, you get the Blood Dragon outfit. But you don't get anything from like the rest of those missions that you get this one from. You get this one from the first mission. And there's a bunch of prepper stashes in game, and you can get quite a bit of money from them, along with many other little cool things. So like this one you get an outfit from, this one you get a car, you get an enhanced Molotov, you get a gun from that one, or a skin for a gun, outfit, car, outfit, you get a plane from that one, and you know, each prepper stash is kind of different in its own way, and each prepper stash offers up its own little challenge. Each thing has its own little challenge that you need to do. Like, one, you have to go like underwater. There's a lot of cave ones. There's like 5 cave stashes. There's like one waterfall one. There's a lot of cool ones. And there were a few memorable ones, and most of them have their own little story, and some of them are actually connected to, I think like one of them is actually connected to the main story. Just one more quick thing, and then I'm going to end the video. For those of you that didn't know, you can actually have a double-barrel shotgun as a sidearm, which is the best thing ever. So I actually don't have a pistol. I just have a shotgun. I have a shotgun, an assault rifle, and a rocket launcher and a bow. So I actually do not possess a pistol
Feels like everything that happened
in this loadout. So, you know, when I first started out, first started playing the game, I did have a pistol, just to kind of take things silent, but yeah, that's where I'm going to end the video. If you don't have Far Cry 5, I suggest buying it. It is a very good game. It is very well made, and if nothing else, they are going to continue supporting this game for the next 3 DLCs. So I don't know how much longer after that they will support this game, but I mean, I like it. Trying to remember if there's anything else I wanted to say. I guess that's it. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to say. Yeah, I guess that's it. Alright, have a nice day. What the hell? Oh. I want to end the video, but I wanted to watch them fail at killing that Wolverine. Alright. I'll see you guys in the next... What the fuck? I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day. And... there's so much going on in this game. Jesus Christ. See you guys in the next video. Have a good day. This is like the 5th time I've tried to end this video. God damn.